Hello everyone. This YouTube channel expresses how the unconsciousness, spirituality and mediumship live in our daily lives. Good listening, and may these words guide you towards a deeper truth within you. A talented and spiritual medium moved to a small town already occupied by a local psychic who had been there for years. When the latter saw this newcomer, she exclaimed, "What does this foreigner think he's doing here? It took me years to be accepted in this village. Does he think he can come and enjoy the result of my work?" Circular words that the medium of the town thought to use black magic on him. But for that, she still had to find a personal object belonging to him. When this story reached the ears of this newcomer, he decided to knock on her door. When she opened, a jolly man with an outstretched hand stood there, and at arm's length hung one of his shirts, and said to her, "No need to search, I offer it to you, and if you need more, I will offer you more." The psychic, not receptive to the sympathy of the man at her door, was disconcerted by his carelessness. Phrases were starting to pop into her head. "Who does he think he is? I'm going to show him." Without flinching, or communicating a word aloud, she abruptly took his offering and closed not delicately her door. "What arrogance! I will show him," she said to herself again and again, entering into a hellish speech loop, determined not only to prove to him with what powers she was endowed with, but now wanted to get rid of his physical presence as well as his cheerfulness. Quickly, she began to methodically apply her obscure knowledge on this object. The more the days passed, the more the negative relentlessness on this shirt became an obsession, reinforced by the repetition of the phrase in her head, "I'm going to show him." Surprisingly, something she had never experienced before was herself suffering the consequences of her own incantations, impacting her physical and mental health. It was she who had to take a rest from her consultations. The medium, him, always identical to his joy of living, remained free from any harmful influence, settled down for a life which became prosperous, gained notoriety to the neighboring cities. Some nearly walked an hour to spend just 15 minutes with him. The local psychic, locked in her gossip, saw her colleague only through her words of fear, without being able to understand the good that he could have brought her. The spiritual man, aware of the psychic uneasiness, posted in her mailbox the secrets of a life without suffering. His scriptures explained that in French, the pronunciations of suffering, mot, and words mot, are pronounced the same for a reason. Freeing ourselves from one frees us from the other, not by stopping speaking, but by no longer seeking to manipulate through speech for personal gain. Let the words be used in the service of others rather than for oneself. When she needed more, he was there to give her more. Freedom is found in serving and helping others, he told those who would listen. Do you feel your life is being harmed by negative influences, that you are doomed no matter what you do? Or do you feel dissatisfaction with the results of your projects because you haven't achieved your emotional goal? Become aware that words have a great power. They have a vibration. Each word has an intensity linked to it. Whether said out loud or thought, they influence your reality. What you say is an incantation. All words and all sentences are comparable to magic formulas. You probably know the phrase, "Magic comes with a price." Only words spoken without seeking personal gain vibrate in harmony with the universe and can bring you positive comeback. Magic exists, just like toxic people around you, which negatively influence your life. If you feel like you are suffering from blockages, you are. If you feel you are under the force of negative energy, you are. Whether your failures are part of external or internal influences makes no difference. The question should not be, how do these people influence my life? But rather, how do I regain control of mine? How to stop being influenced by outer and inner negativity? How do I reconnect to myself? First, become aware of your words, those spoken aloud and those thought. Listen to the words that pass through you. By putting your attention on your words, you will put a distance with them, and they will then lose their energies and their powers. Between you and the world is noise. the noise of your words. You are disconnected, but you don't know it. Similar to background noise that we have become accustomed to. We only know that we lived in noise when it stops, or when someone makes us aware of the noise. Become aware of the incessant noise in your head and reconnect to the sound of the life within you and the life around you. The universe has a vibration, a sound, which sounds used in yoga meditations. Is very close to the word home. Your words are the noise that disconnects you from your home. You can't reconnect to yourself and the world by having positive thoughts. Changing the words you dwell on by others is not the right approach. You will only replace one noise with another, replacing one spell with another, and all spells have a price to pay. This constant noise in your mind drains your energy without you realizing it. The constant noise creates stress, insomnia, and depression. So, how do you stop this noise pollution and rediscover the joy of being connected to calm and to oneself, also called peace? The power resides within you, in this space where there is a stillness without words, the space of consciousness without words. Do not try to fight your thoughts or spoken words to be connected to this space of calm and peace. What we resist persists, and what we fight becomes stronger. Rather, when you are taken by the chain of words, thought or spoken, put your attention inside you. Put your attention on your breathing. Put your attention on the energy that exists within you. This is how we silence the noise and reconnect to the space within us. The noise does not go out overnight. With exercise, little by little, it fades until it disappears. Start this exercise when the noise is not yet deafening. The higher the volume, the more you are caught in the magic of words, and you can't get out of them. Start in simple, everyday situations, and over time, you'll be less tied to the magic of those words when they appear. You'll be able to listen better to the sound that will bring you home, the sound of empty space within you. What is this space? It is the one who is everywhere in the universe. It's the space of the universal intelligence, the intelligence of the universe and your outer world. You are made of atoms, giving us an illusion of form. Yet, we are filled with space. Everything you look around you is filled with space. Even the touch is an illusion. It is only atoms that repel each other. Everything is space, and everything you see has vibrations and sounds. Atoms everywhere and in everything are constantly moving, creating vibrations and sounds. The more space you put in your words, the more you will bring the consciousness of the universe into your life. Its vibrations, its melody. The more you allow these spaces to exist, the more you will allow these vibrations to transform your life internally and externally, because vibrations influence matter. In this space of no words, there is the joy of peace. And whether your world changes or not, it will have less impact on your morale, because you will already begin to feel within you well-being.